So, good day sa inyo lahat. Kami ay Group 4. Ang report namin ngayon ay Pantograph. So, let's begin. So, what is Pantograph? So, Pantograph is an apparatus which mounted on the roof of an electric train to collect power through with an overhead tension wire. It lifts or down on the basis of the tension wire. Typically, a single wire is used with the return current running through the track. It is a common type of current collector. So yung pantograph, primarily, dinesign siya para mangolekta ng kuryente sa isang tren. And ang nag-invento niyan ay walang iba kundi si Werther Reichel. So the pantograph with the low friction replaceable graphite contact strip or shoe to minimize lateral stress on the contact wire first appeared in the late 19th century. Early versions include the bow collector, invented in 1889 by Werther Reichel, chief engineer at Siemens and Halsk in Germany, and a flat side slide pantograph first used in 1895 by the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. So let's pause for a minute. No? So yung pantograph, dinesign siya na maging low friction. So take note of that. At bakit yun yung naisip nila? Kasi sa pag-aaral nila na pag nagdire-diretso yung contact, no, at malakas yung friction sa mismong pantograph, maaari mag-cause ng spark at maputol mismo yun. So, kailangan i-design ng low friction. And dinesign siya sa Germany. So, another one na naman ng German engineering. So, many reports ang nagdaan and many history books ang nakalipas. Ang daming na report na lagi ang nakaka-invent lagi ang mga Germans. So the familiar diamond-shaped roller pantograph was devised and patented by John Q. Brown of the Key System Shops for their commuter trains, which run between San Francisco and East Bay section of San Francisco Bay in California. They appear in pantographs of the first day of service, 26 October 1903. For many decades thereafter, the same diamond shape was used by electric rail systems around the world and remain in use until today. So, yan yung itsura ng diamond shape na pantograph na pinantin. And the pantograph was an improvement on the simple trolley pole which prevailed up that time, primarily because the pantograph allows an electric rail vehicle to travel at much higher speeds without losing contact with the overhead lines due to the wirement of the trolley pole. So, notwithstanding this, trolley pole current collection was used successfully up to 90 miles per hour, 140 km per hour. So, yun nga. So, makita nyo dyan, no? Ganyan lang yung bilis at yung kuryente na ina-output niya. Kasi, during that time, yun lang yung limits ng technology ng mundo. Yung power source, hindi pa ganun ka-advance. Yung technology, hindi pa rin ganun ka-advance, no? So, the higher the speed, the greater the energy it needs, the greater the electric source, the electricity it needs to run. And during that time, hindi pa ganun kalakas at di rin kaya pa i-supply yun. So, ganyan lang kabilis siya. So, modern use. So yung modern pantograph, the most common type of pantograph today is the so-called half pantograph, sometimes Z-shape. So yun yung nakita niyo sa kanan ng Z-shape. So yan na yung pantograph na lagi natin nakita. So ito na yung pinaka-modern talaga na halos lahat ng nakita natin pantograph ngayon, ganyan yung itsura, ganyan yung design. So which evolved to provide a more compact and responsive single-arm design at high speeds as trains got faster. Louis Favely invented this type of pantograph in 1995. The half pantograph can be seen in use on everything from very fast trains, such as the TGV, to low-speed urban tram systems. The design operates with equal efficiency in either direction of motion, as demonstrated by the Swiss and Austrian railways, whose newest high-performance locomotives, the RE460 and Taurus, operate with them as set in the opposite direction. In Europe, the geometry and shape of the pantographs are specified by CENELEC, or the European Committee for Electrotechnical Standardization. So, bago tayo mag-proceed sa how does the pantograph works, meron tayong papanood sa inyo. So, like, a brief recap sa ating napag-usapan.
Pantographs are current collectors that transfer the electricity from the catenary to the train motor. The sliding strip creates the electrical contact to the catenary wire. A pantograph spring system ensures permanent contact at any speed. Even at speeds greater than 400 km per hour, the high-speed pantograph by shunt guarantees uninterrupted electric current transfer. The sliding strip performs an important function. As it is pressed against the catenary, it ensures electric current transfer. Strong frictional forces take effect here on the sliding strip and the catenary line. Schunk has designed the structure and the material of the current collectors and sliding strips such that the sliding strip and the conducting wire are subject to a very low level of wear. Schunk developed an innovative solution for monitoring the sliding contacts of rail vehicles from a central location, intelligent carbon for pantographs. The measurement of sliding strip wear is automated so that it is easy to determine when they should be replaced. This is Shunk's contribution to optimum maintenance intervals. That means fewer visual checks and lower costs. The advantages of shunt current collectors and sliding contacts are obvious. The highest degree of operational safety, outstanding resilience, long service life, easy maintenance, and environmental compatibility. And our success speaks for itself. Schunk is the world's leading manufacturer of carbon sliding strips.
So hi, my name is Dan. For how does Pantograph works, I'm gonna be reporting this part. So as the previous video shows you, or as the video shows you earlier, it briefly states how does Pantograph works and what is the relationship between the catenary wires and the Pantographs. Okay, so just to recap lang about sa video, the catenary wire is the wire or the active wire or the live wire above the pantograph or above the rail system. So yun. And the pantograph itself is the one or the device above the train that generates or connects the electricity from the catenary wire to the pantograph to um, to start the engine of the train. So how does the pantograph works? Pantographs are special devices mounted on electric trains to collect current from one or several contact wires. As I previously said before, they consist of pantograph head, frame, base, and drive system, and their geometrical shape is the variable. What do you mean by the variable? Because pantograph are architecturally designed not just for connecting. Well, the main purpose of the pantograph is to connect the electricity from the catenary wire to the train itself, but it is specifically designed not just for that function, but also it's designed to regulate the electricity from the wire to the train while the train is on the go. Okay, pantographs in operations are entirely or partially charged to build electric contacts between electric equipment and contact lines. So, as the pantographs is partially charged, meaning na ano siya, may flow na or meron na siyang charge sa loob niya or sa system niya. Hindi siya yung basta-basta na kinonek mo lang para or nilagay mo lang, in-install mo lang doon para mag-connect siya sa contact. So, it is partially charged para hindi mabibigla yung pantograph. Okay. So whether stationary consumption of an auxiliary facility and domestic installation or mobile consumption of truck train collection and transmission of electricity or electric energy should be safe and reliable. The smooth sliding of pantograph is based on the proper spatial position of the contact wire. The working range of pantograph and geometrical outline of a pantograph head are basis for deciding the spatial position of the contact wire. So, ayun nga, as I've said before, yung pantograph is designed hindi lang para i-connect yung electricity from the catenary wire. And yung catenary wire is yung wire, di ba? So, yung pantograph na yun, meron siyang, yung pantograph head, lalo na meron siyang carbon strip. Tapos yung carbon strip na yun yung kumo-connect mismo doon sa catenary wire. Tas through that catenary wire, dadalo yung electricity papunta dun sa pantograph, papunta dun sa engine kung saan naka-built-in yung pantograph. So kung makikita niyo yung design niya, hindi lang, or yung position niya, yung design niya, hindi lang siya yung bastang stick na itinayo. Kung makikita niyo siya, para siyang, yung design niya is specifically na habang gumagalaw si train, may still contact pa rin yung pantograph sa catenary wire. So, kahit na gumagalaw si train or on locomotion siya, is still yung electric flow or electricity hindi nakakat. Okay, so ano siya, flexible siya kumbaga. So, pantograph is a set of articulated arm fixed to the roof of the engine. Yes, usually, pantograph talaga naka-station siya sa roof ng engine. It unfold and extend along vertical axis. So, ayun nga, may mini-maintain na requirements na, mini-maintain na contact si pantographs. Kaya, even though yung train ay magalaw, sabihin na natin na minsan may mga station na up and down yung way. Pero dahil sa function ni pantograph na nag-fold at nag-extend along vertical axis, yung contact niya sa catenary wire or contact lines is hindi pa rin nawawala. Mini-maintain pa rin yun para yung flow ng electricity is still flowing from the contact wire to the pantographs para mapagana yung engine. The horizontal piece end of a pantograph is called head. This head is fitted with carbon strips. Ayan nga yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na carbon strips. Their number and types depends on the nature and intensity of the current to be transmitted, that is AC or DC. Siya yung carbon strip, siya yung pinagdadaluyan ng current or electricity doon sa pantograph from the catenary wire itself to pantograph. So may iba-ibang types ng carbon strip, nakadepende yan sa kung gaano kalakas yung flow ng electricity sa isang station. Siyempre, depende din sa station kung ano yung klaseng carbon strip na ilalagay nila. These carbon strips along the catenary contact wires, thus capturing the electricity required to power the engine's traction motors. The catenary is more complex than a simple power cable. It is made up of messenger cables, contact wires, droppers, steady arms, and tension devices. All these elements are supported at a regular interval by a series of mats. Okay, so the catenary architecture is designed so that even at high speed, the contact between the catenary contact wire and the pantograph is permanent and uninterrupted. So ayun nga, yung contact wire or yung catenary wire is hindi lang siya yung katulad ng sa wire na nakikita sa poste ng Meralco. Mas makapal siya at mas complex yung design niya. It's not really complex, pero compared sa Meralco, mas complex yung design niya kasi may pulupot pa siyang ng kailangan. Tapos, meron siyang mga equipments like cable, messenger cables, droppers, steady arms, and tension device na nagre-regulate ng electricity sa isang catenary wire. Okay? So, yung na yon the catenary wire is at even high speed. So, yung catenary wire is mas makapal siya kasi depende sa flow or sa kung gaano kataas yung voltage na kinikerry niya. Kaya kayang-kaya niya pati yung high speed, depende sa kung anong gusto ng station na mismo na yon. Tapos para na rin habang dahil sa terrain or sa environment kung saan naka-install yung train or kung saan dumatakbo yung trucks, yung yung contact niya is hindi nawawala at still gumagana pa rin yung train. Okay, para mapanatili yung flow ng electricity na nagpapagana sa train. So, pantographs and contact lines are two independent vibration subsystem. They keep one-way sliding connections to maintain continuous mechanical contacts. The design of pantographs and overhead contact line system should minimize abrasion of two vibration subsystem in operation. So ayun lang, good to know lang kasi yung carbon strip dun sa may head ng pantograph, naglalast lang siya for 6 to 9 months. And pag na-reach nila yung time na yon from 6 to 9 months, ano siya, it should be properly replaced by another carbon strip para ma-avoid yung pagkasunog mismo ng carbon strip. Kasi nga, dahil sa continuous flow nung electricity dun sa sa catenary wires, pwede mabibuild up yung heat doon, tapos pwede siya mag-cause ng fire, which is para ma-avoid is kailangan ng proper maintenance. When electric trains stop, pantographs and overhead contact line contact points are relatively at a relative standstill position. Temperature rise generated when currents required by subsidiary facilities in vehicles pass through pantograph and overhead contact lines. Contact points should fall into allowable ranges of strip and contact wires. Ito yung sinasabi ko na pagka naka-standstill lang yung trend, pero yung kaya kanina may as dito nakalagay, ito, it unfold and extends along vertical axis kasi pagka naka-standstill lang yung train, yung flow ng electricity sa catenary wire hindi siya tumitigil. So, yung nag-extend yung pantograph na mismo, tumataas siya o bumababa. May mini-maintain siyang minimal distance or minimal contact yung carbon strip or yung pantograph head doon sa catenary wire. Kasi pagka hindi nila if not properly maintained yung contact na yon, pwede yun mag-result sa high voltage. Magkakaroon siya ng electric arc circuit na katulad din sa Jacob's ladder. Mamaya may papakita akong video kung ano yung itsura ng Jacob's ladder or yung electric arc na nabubuo pagka hindi properly maintained yung contact niya sa isang high voltage catenary wire. In operation of electric trains, sliding contact between strips and contact wires makes transmission of electric energy easier, and continuous charge of pantograph and overhead contact lines point can stop temperature rise of strip and contact wires. Design and characteristic of pantograph have significant impact on the operation quality of pantograph and overhead contact lines. Kasi may tinatawag tayo na high-speed catenary wire, just high-speed pantographs. So, ayun, may kinalaman yun dun para ma-avoid yung unnecessary problem like temperature rise, ayun. If high-speed contact lines are used with non-high-speed pantographs, the expected result will not be realized. On the contrary, high-speed pantographs cannot be used with ordinary contact lines. So, either way, kahit na gamitin mo yung high-speed contact lines or catenary wire dun sa ordinary pantographs, hindi marirealize yun kasi ordinary lang yung pantographs. Minimal lang yung electricity na pwede niyang may transfer sa engine. But ganun din naman kung high-speed pantograph ang gamit mo pero ordinary lang yung contact lines mo or catenary line, hindi mo rin marirealize yun kasi minimal naman yung dumadaloy na electricity dun sa catenary lines. Although, yung pantograph na nakakabit dun sa train, kaya niyang mag-accept or tumanggap ng mataas na voltage ng electricity. So, kailangan talaga compatible sila. So, yun lang yung report ko. And ito na yung video. Papakita ko sa inyo. Ayan yung video. Ayan. Yung arc na nag-create pagka sobrang high voltage ng catenary wire, tapos naka-spin lang yung electric or yung pantograph. Tapos pag nawalan siya ng point of contact, nag-create siya ng arc para siyang sa Jacob's ladder. Pinagkaiba lang sa Jacob's ladder, yung Jacob's ladder kasi para siyang nakapa-letter V, tapos pataas siya. So yung paakyat yung arc niya, wherein dito naman naka-stationary or steady lang yung arc na nag-create niya. So ayun lang, yun yung report ko.
So yung next natin is yung types ng pantograph. Yung first type ng pantograph is single arm pantograph. So yung single arm pantograph natin is mostly used in electric locomotive, of course, di ba? Yun lang din naman yung use niya. So it requires only low power from the overhead system and it connects an overhead single phase AC system. So yung nakikita natin ngayon na pantographs na ganyan, yung mga Z-shape, ano lang siya 'no, single phase AC system lang siya since hindi naman siya nagre-require ng higher voltages 'no, para i-run yung isang trains. Ayan, next slide po. So yung advantages ng single arm pantograph natin is lightweight. Compared sa double arm na pantograph 'no, wala siyang extra components na na nakalagay sa ibabaw ng trains natin. So yung next is low reduced weight of moving parts. So since single arms lang din siya, ayun nga tulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, lightweight din siya, konti lang din yung parts na nakalagay sa kanya. Then simpler design, Z-shape lang, more aerodynamic for high speed usage. So more aerodynamic siya since yung ano niya, yung surface area niya is mas kakaunti compared sa double arm pantograph natin. Next po. Yung disadvantage niya lang is prone to fault since konti lang yung component na meron siya. Konti lang din yung nagho-hold sa ano. So, 'di ba alam niyo naman yung single arm pantograph is single arm nga lang siya. So, isa lang yung nagsusupport dun sa mismong bow niya. So, pagka nagkaroon ng fault dun, possible na magkaroon na siya ng fault as a whole. Yun lang po. So, ayun yung video ng pantograph na nagkaroon ng fault. So, ayun nakikita nyo, no? Pagka nagkaroon siya ng kahit konting fault lang sa mismong pantograph, tuloy-tuloy na siyang masisira. Kasi isa lang yung support na meron siya. Ayun lang po.
So next is double arm pantograph. So double arm pantograph requires an overhead three-phase AC power system. This type of pantograph consumes high power to raise the speed of the train. So actually, yung double arm pantograph, siya talaga yung unang na invento na na structure ng pantograph. Parang siya yung unang model. Kasi nung unang ginawa yung pantograph, double arm pa halos lahat ng pantograph. Pero as time goes by, medyo na-realize nila na parang hindi efficient yung double arm pantograph. So, na-develop yung single arm pantograph. So, next. So, ayan. May dalawang types ng double arm pantograph, which yung first is double cantilever diamond shape na double arm pantograph. So, may kita nyo sa taas na picture na, ayan, parang hugis diamond lang siya. Ayun yung unang unang type ng double arm. So next is the four cantilever cross double arm pantograph. So yung four cantilever, mas okay yung structure niya kasi kapag inaangat siya, so mas less yung need na kailangan na power since kapag umangat yung isang arm, aangat rin naman yung kabila. So di katulad nung sa isa na may tendency na pwedeng hindi sila magsabay. So next. So ayan, one of the advantages is fault tolerant. So mas less na mas less likely na masira yung double arm pantograph since mas malakas yung niya, structure niya ayan. Which leads to next na advantage which is structurally stronger. So compared sa single arm pantograph, mas balance yung pagkaka-build sa double arm pantograph. Sa double arm pantograph. Pero nagli-lead din siya sa disadvantages na yun, compared sa single arm, mas heavier siya. So requires more power to raise and lower. So since mas heavier nga, ayun, medyo mas hindi efficient kasi mas maraming power loss compared sa single arm. So isa pa is less aerodynamic. So since mas malaki yung surface area na na sa wind. So ngayon mas since maraming pantograph kapag 'di ba, sa isang train. Sa isang wagon merong isang pantograph. So mas nagde-decrease, mas nahihirapan din mag-raise ng speed since mas maraming area yung nagre-resist dun sa So next. So, meron pang other types of pantograph. So, hindi namin siya masyadong mabibigyan ng info since limited masyado yung nakikita namin sa internet. So, first is DC pantograph and AC pantograph. So, nakaano lang naman siya, depende sa power na binibigay mula sa catenary line. So, tapos next is single layer and double layer. Wala kami mapakitang picture kasi hindi ko siya masyadong mahanapan ng info sa internet. Ayan. Next. Yun lang.
Hello. So, nandito na tayo sa last part ng report namin. So, binigay lang namin sa inyo yung pinaka-basic knowledge na dapat nyong malaman about pantograph. So, ito na yung pinaka-basic, which is yung parts ng pantograph. Next po. Okay. So, nakita niyo sa screen, yan yung parts ng pantograph. Though hindi talaga siya complete dyan, pero yan na yung pinaka-summarized parts niya. So, meron tayong metallized carbon strip, meron tayong upper arm, lower arm, guiding rod, coupling rod, lifting device, and support insulator. Next. Okay, so yung pantographs natin, nahati siya sa 3 parts. So, ang parts na yon, unang-una is yung lower articulation. Yung lower articulation, consists yon ng base frame natin and lower arm, as well as yung mainsprings and yung yoke assembly. So, basically, lower articulation, yun po yung nasa pinakababa ng pantographs natin. Next. Next naman is yung middle articulation. Yung middle articulation, yun yung part kung saan nagli-link yung lower arm and yung upper arm natin. Bali, ang tawag dyan is center swing link. Next po. Okay, so ang last part naman is yung upper articulation, and masasabi mo siya na most important since yung part na yan yung pinaka gamit na gamit. Okay, so yung upper articulation natin consists of the upper arm, the guiding rod, and the carbon strip or the metal strip. Okay, next. So yun, ito na yung basic parts ng pantograph. Unang-una dyan is yung base frame. Yung base frame, yun yung makikita nyo sa taas. Pero hindi siya direktang nakadikit sa locomotives natin kasi ang base frames nakapatong pa siya sa 4 na supporting insulator. So, kung mapapansin nyo, kung titignan nyo mabuti yung mga trends natin, parang naka-elevate yung base frame. Dahil yun sa supporting insulators na naka-attach doon sa mismong locomotive. So, next naman is yung upper and lower arms. So, basic parts of the pantograph. Lower arm is attached on the upper arm. So, lower arm is yung makita nyo yung rod na nasa baba. And nagko-connect yun sa upper arm natin. Kaya yung shape niya, di ba, parang letter Z siya. Minsan diamond pa siya. So, yun lang naman yung pagkaka-different shape ng lower arm saka ng upper arm. So, next po. Okay, so collector head. Collector head, yan yung nasa pinakatuktok na naka-attach sa upper arm natin. So yung collector head, nasa kanya rin nakadikit yung metal strips natin. So yung collector head yung parang dumidikit doon sa contact wires natin. Okay, so next naman is yung mainspring. Yung big springs on the pantographs usually connected with yoke assembly. So yung mainspring, makikita nyo to sa bandang base frame. Bali, meron 2 mainspring doon na malalaki na nakakonect sa yoke assembly para i-support niya yung springs na nandoon. So yung mainspring, obviously, ang purpose niya is para gumalaw yung ating lower arm and yung ating upper arm. Next po. Okay, so metal strip. Okay, metal strip, ito yung pinaka nakadikit sa ating collector head. So yung metal strip, either graphite or carbon. And carbon is the most suitable on copper-to-copper alloy contact wires. So, yung carbon, siya yung pinaka-gamit na gamit sa modern use. Yung graphite kasi, ginagamit na siya before. Hindi pa ganun ka improve yung technology ng ano natin, ng rail system natin. So, yun. Next naman is yung compressed air system assembly, source of the pressure that pushes up the lower arm. So, naglalabas ng pressure, naglalabas ng compressed air, yung compressed air system assembly natin, and then yung compressed air na yon yung magtutulak sa ating lower arm para gumalaw siya, at yung lower arm na yun gagalaw din yung, mapapagalaw niya rin yung upper arm natin. Kaya makikita nyo sa pantograph, pababa yung paggalaw niya. Habang dumidikit siya sa contact force, bababa siya, tapos aakyat siya ulit. Dahil yun sa compressed air system assembly. Next. Next po. Okay, so yun, balance rod. So, dalawa yung balance rod natin, yung guiding rod and the coupling rod. Yung coupling rod, makikita nyo yun sa part ng lower arm. And yung guiding rod, nasa part naman ng upper arm. Usually, nasa bandang gitna siya ng lower arm and upper arm natin. So, ang purpose naman niya talaga is to guide yung lower arm and upper arms. And then yoke assembly. So, in-explain ko na kanina kung anong purpose ng yoke assembly. Yoke assembly, yun yung nakakonect sa ating mainspring para isupport yung ating mainspring habang gumagalaw habang naglalabas ng air yung ating compressed air system assembly. So, yun lang. Okay. So, bago ang lahat, bago kami mag-proceed sa aming icebreaker, tatanong ko lang kung meron pa kayong questions. If hindi naging malinaw, pwede nyo i-chat or pwede nyo sabihin. Meron po ba? Okay, sige. Mukhang wala na. Okay. Kung wala na, we'll proceed na po sa icebreaker natin. So, yung icebreaker natin is, ayan. Ayan, bring me and win. So, since malaki po yung pa-premyo namin, and dahil nagpamasko na po yun, dahil malapit na magpasko, medyo papahirapan namin kayo ng konti. Pero don't worry, madali lang naman yung mga questions. So, please participate po if willing kayo. Okay, so, aming icebreaker ulit is bring me and win. So, next. Okay, ang mechanics naman is, first, we'll ask you to bring an item. Second, the first one to open their cameras while holding the item will have the chance to answer the question. Next is, the question will be given after the participant shows the item needed. Okay? So, hindi po namin bibigay agad yung tanong. You have to give us the item first para po makasagot kayo. Next is, if the participant gets the correct answer, he or she will be given a prize. So, yung prize natin, medyo malaki po dahil marami po nag-sponsor. And the next is, if the participant didn't get the answer right, a chance will be given to the other participants. Okay? We will only provide 5 questions, and in every question, there is a winner. And if you happen to be a winner, you can't participate again. Give chance to others. Enjoy and good luck. So, yung game po namin, since 5 questions, 5 din po yung mananalo, and hindi na po pwedeng umulit para po masaya ang lahat. So, yun. Okay, first, bring me an onion. So, the first one to open their cameras and first one to bring onions will be the winner. Okay, si Jello po na una.
Ang bilis ni Jello.
Ang bilis ni Jello. Okay, sige. Since nauna po si Mr. Jello, ikaw yung unang sasagot sa question natin. Okay. Next. Question number 1. Give 2 advantages of single arm pantograph. Sabihin mo na lang dito,
Ano
kahit
po?
huwag mo na i-type.
Ay, ano siya, lightweight, tapos it has a simpler design.
Okay. So, ask natin sa ating nag-report kung tama po ba. Christian, tama ba?
Pasok na pasok.
Okay. So, first winner natin si Angelo. So, guaranteed na meron kang 100,000 galing sa amin. Okay? Next. Bring me PUP ID. First one to bring PUP ID will answer the second question. Okay, parang wala pa nagdadala ng PUP ID. Ay, ano yun? Okay. Angelo Martorillas. Okay, siya na una. So, you will be given a chance to answer our question number 2. So, question number 2.
Pag di ako tama, may pera pa rin.
Sige. Wala. Siyempre, kailangan tama. Okay. Why was the pantograph invented with a low friction replaceable graphite contact strip or shoe? Wait lang.
Hirap ah. Pass.
Okay, pass daw. So, sino gustong mag-try? Wala po bang gusto mag-try? Ipapass na namin to. Okay. Okay. Void daw po yung number 2. Sorry. Dahil kedan pala to. Okay. So, kung sino na lang nauna na naglabas ng ID, bibigay na lang namin yung prize. Dahil
Nice.
nag-effort naman siya magbigay ng ID. Okay. I-include na lang namin yung report ni Dan sa edited video na ipopost namin sa YouTube. Okay, so next po. Bring me panyo na white. Okay, sino na una? Si Selwyn. Okay, din siya lang ng panyo ba yan? Okay.
Issue
Pwede na ba yan kahit tissue?
Yun to. Panyo.
Panyo. Okay, sige. Okay, sige. Okay, we will give you the chance to answer question number 3. So, next. Give 2 disadvantages of double arm pantograph. Pass ba? Pass? Hindi na siya sumagot. Okay, still daw. Okay, sige, still. Since tagal na po bago isagot, magdala ulit ng panyo na white and then answer. So, yan. Meron ba kanino yan? Denise. Okay. Denise Liwanag. Okay, so answer please. Give 2 disadvantages of double arm pantograph. Ang tagal po. Sorry, Mr. Selwyn. Ang tagal po kasi.
Hello?
Okay, sige.
Narinig na ba?
Yes.
Ano po, yung una is requires more power, tapos yung pangalawa, less aerodynamic.
Okay, so confirm natin kung tama ba yung sagot. Kevin, tama ba?
Tama po, tama.
Okay, so guaranteed ka na rin. Meron kang 100 pesos mula sa amin. Okay, next. Sorry. Okay, bring me magic sarap. Magic sarap. Sorry, hindi na po pwede sumali kapag danalo na.
Sana hindi adobo yung susunod na ipapadala.
Hindi. Wala na bang iba maglalabas na magic sarap dyan? 4 cubes. Okay. Okay, wala. Wala na bang iba magdadala ng magic syrup dyan? Sino yan? Nanalo na kasi si Jello. Since, parang bonus na lang yung, kanina. Iba pa, na maglalabas na magic syrup. Okay, si Vien. Okay, si Vien, may chance kang answer yung question number 4 natin. So, proceed to question number 4.
Hala, may ganun pala agad-agad.
Next na, question number 4. Yan. What is the specialized material that can be found at the head of the pantograph to capture the electricity required to power the engine's traction motor? Mali po.
Sorry.
Okay, so sino gusto mag-steal? Sino gusto po mag-steal?
Pwede change answer.
Hindi eh. Bigyan natin ng Selwyn, pakita ka muna ng magic sarap bago ko tanggapin yung sagot mo.
Pwede bang sarap na lang?
Sorry, magic sarap talaga yung required.
Dadala ako ulit magic sarap.
Magdadala ka ulit?
Oo.
Wala naman mag-i-steal eh, okay? Mukhang wala mag-i-steal, so bigyan ba natin ng chance yan? Okay lang ba?
Ba't ako di nyo binigyan chance?
Wala ka magic sarap.
Merong magic sarap pero walang sagot.
Yung isa may
Meron
sagot
po
ng
akong-
magic sarap.
Actually,
May magic
bibigyan
sarap
ko
po
kayo
ako
ng
pero wala
May
akong
nag-steal
sagot.
sa'yo, Sel.
May hint ako rito. Na-explain ko siya sa part ko. Part 2 ni Dan eh, pero na-explain ko siya ng maayos sa part ko, I think. Ilang beses ko siya binanggit. Meron na nga muntik makasagot eh, kaso wala siyang dalang magic sarap eh.
Ayun na si Selwyn. Steal ko ba yan? Kopyahin ko. Hati na lang tayo sa Selwyn.
Si Chester,
Walang
may
magic sarap sa
eh.
BGC.
May magic sarap pero walang sagot.
Okay. Okay, bigyan ko kayo ng clue para madali. Ang initials nito ay M tsaka S.
Steal.
Okay. Chester, bigyan ng chance.
Metal strip ba yan?
Oo, metal strip. Actually, ang pinakasagot dyan is carbon strip. Pero since metal strip is considered okay lang.
Oh my God.
So, panalo ka ng 100 pesos. Okay. So, last
Thank you.
question natin. Last bring me pala. Yellow pad.
Sandali lang. Taran!
Okay. So, si Vienna una. Dahil di naman siya nakasagot kanina, pwede kang magkaroon ng chance to answer this last question. Okay, next? Okay, why carbon strip is the most recommended metal strip to use in pantograph? Yan.
Teka. Dami nagchat. Kasi mas madali yung conductivity ng electricity dun sa carbon strip.
Okay. Qualified answer yan. Okay? So, ikaw yung last na nanalo ng 100 pesos sabi. Congratulations po sa lahat ng nanalo. Thank you po. Bali, i-message na lang namin. Or hindi. Mag-chat na lang kami sa GC and bigay nyo na lang yung number nyo kay Christian para sa mga nanalo.